Advisors Facebook page. My name's Catherine, and I'm going to be your host again today. We're talking about meetings. What makes an effective meeting? Could this meeting have been an email? Do you love meetings? Do you hate meetings? Ooh, does your skin crawl just thinking about having to attend one? Or even worse, having to run one? Well, I've got the tips and tricks because, unlike most people, I love meetings. Now, I only love meetings that are productive and really cadenced out in a beautiful way that provides traction, participation, involvement, solving of issues. So, if that all sounds good to you, I'm going to run down how I conduct my weekly meetings internally with my team. Hopefully, you pick up a tip or trick too. First thing, it's 90 minutes long every week. Same time, same place, same cast of characters, same. You are only permitted to miss one of these meetings to attend a funeral and if you're on vacation. We're that serious, okay? So schedule your life around it for 90 minutes each week. I need everyone fully engaged. That really sets the tone of how important this is. During those 90 minutes, you're going to want to bust out your timer on your cell phone or whatever is handy to make sure that you're keeping on track with the allotted minutes to each different subject. It really makes things move pretty fast and stay deliberate on the topic. Before you begin, go ahead and designate one person to be running the meeting. This doesn't necessarily have to be the most educated or the highest person in the organization. It's that one person that you know can be responsible for the timer, will go ahead and take little to-do notes and will update information as we go, and also has the professional way of letting everyone know, like, hey, this discussion has gone rogue. We need to get the wheels back on the bus. So someone who feels comfortable hosting in that position. So all right, without further ado, first 5 minutes of all meetings, tell me something good. Go around the horn, encourage everyone who is participating. Tell me something good personally, something good professionally that has happened to you since the last time that we met, which would be the past week. It really gets everyone focused on looking for the bright, happy things that have happened and setting everything down on a positive note, laying down that positivity before we get ready to rock and roll. The next 5 minutes is spent on the scoreboard. I refer to this as if you were on a deserted island as a business owner and one person got a canoe and they could canoe to you and they could give you one piece of paper that had either the top 5, 8, or 10 metrics for everything that you needed to know in your business to know if things were on track, off track, how things were going, what adjustments need to be made. Whatever those metrics are, that's your scoreboard. We're not talking about like the nitty gritty details. We're talking about just the high tier, top level, what needs to be happening, what do I really have to be top of mind about. Next, we go through 5 minutes of rocks. These are individually assigned items that we need to knock out. These are the individual projects that someone might have for themselves or for the company. With a rock, what classifies that as a project, an item, a task that's going to take longer than 2 weeks in order to get done, but it is appropriate to still get done within this quarter that we're operating in. We love to operate in quarters. I love to get big wins every 3 months. It's a lot better than, working really hard all throughout the year only to get one win at the 12-month mark. Set yourself up for many wins. But anywho, I digress. So those are the rocks. Those are larger items that need longer than 2 weeks in order to be accomplished, but can still be accomplished pretty comfortably within a 12-week period. Then we move on to dos. Again, 5 minutes, quick rundown. These are the little turn and burn projects that you might have had assigned to you during the last meeting of things that you needed to get done. But these are the little less than 2 week items that you are gonna, quickly run through and get around. So an easy one that I can think of is updating your email signature. That would be a to do. You got to pop in, you got to get it done, shouldn't take too much time, like check it off the box and move on. So that is a quick example of a to do. And when you're going over that to do list, it's like, do I need help? Is it done? Great. Awesome. Do I need help? Move right on through. So everything that I've just talked about is the preamble to my favorite part. And this is now where we spend the most time in our organization. In fact, we allocate 65 minutes to this portion. And we call it the IDS portion. And if you are familiar with EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System, then you know that this is very familiar territory. So, IDS, or the issues list, is a living, breathing document that my team shares throughout the entire week. And any issue that comes up within the organization, hey, I need help with, this project over here, or, ooh, I was trying to log into this piece of technology and that didn't work for me. Oh, a client had a question and I couldn't answer it. And I need to have that discussion with 3 or 4 more people. That all goes on the issues list. You just dump everything and anything out there that you would like to get help with, triaged, bring to the surface. You would just put it on the issues list. Then, during this process, whoever is hosting the meeting is going to read all of the open issues that everyone has put onto this list. Then, everyone goes around the room and we pick the items. My team is a team of 4, so we pick 4 items. Best practice, pick 3 to 4. If you got 5 people on your team, that'd be fine too. If you've got more than 5, like just stick to the top 3 and ask someone, or ask, the person to your left, whatever it is, whatever your organizational habits are, ask them to pick the one that they want to talk about. Once you've identified those top 3, 4, or 5 items that you want to discuss, that's exactly what you do. You take the first line item, you read it, you look at the person who put it on the list, and you say, all right, identify this for us. Why was this put on this list? What made you put this on this list? Then, as a group, it gets discussed. And finally, it gets solved. And in fact, that's the verbiage that we use in order to know that we've accomplished what we need to accomplish is, are you solved? And let me tell you, any day that I'm having, kind of a day at the office, I go back to my issues list and we track all of the different issues that we have solved. And like that puts so much pep in my step. Today, y'all, in our meeting that we had an Unboxed Advisors, we solved 9 problems. Like, hello, that is amazing. Now, once you have solved your problems, and I want to be very clear, you're not going to be able to solve all of those on the list. You're just going to get to the top 3 or 4. Once those are solved, you pick another 3 or 4 to solve and just kind of take it at bite-sized pieces. Even if you are in the middle of a sentence, you shut it off right at that 65-minute mark, right when you have 5 minutes left to go into your meeting. Now, this is where I believe the magic happens. For the last 5 minutes of the meeting, you're going to be talking about what information do you need to broadcast or communicate to others. Maybe that's vendors, maybe that's internally, maybe that's to clients. What information from what we discussed and solved needs to be shared with others? Then we review the to dos. Through the issues list, a lot of how they get solved is someone saying, oh, I've got the traction now, or oh, I can solve that, or I can help with this. That becomes a to do. So you're going to recap that. The person who's hosting the meeting, as those issues are being solved, they're capturing those to do items and putting them on the to do list. Lastly, you get it all the way down to rate the meeting. You go around the horn and you ask everyone to rate the meeting on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, this was a total failure, epic waste of my time. It should have been an email. Probably shouldn't have even been an email. It was that awful. And a 10 is like, it's the best. It's amazing. Wow, we got so much done. Hit it out of the park. If anyone gives you feedback of a 7 or less, as the host, ask them why. Like, hey, you gave us a 7 today. What could we have done to improve on? Ask them to explain and help you get better at running and facilitating these meetings. Now, between the meeting that we just had and our next meeting next week, everyone's going to be going back and working on their to-do lists, making progress on their rocks, and updating the metrics on the scoreboard. So when we come back 24 hours before our meeting, I'll send a little note out, hey, 24-hour before our meeting, and right at that mark, my team is now conditioned to go out there, look at the updates, look at what's been going on inside of the business, be prepared to come in and knock things out. So we have a jam-packed, could not have been an email because we got so much stuff done meeting. So that is kind of our secret sauce to how we run really effective meetings at Unboxed Advisors. I hope this saves you and your crew from terrible bad meetings that could have been an email. I'll be back with you tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time live on Facebook. And the shameless plug I have to give is please mark your calendars for September 29th, 10 a.m. Central Time. We are going to be hosting a webinar all about the secrets that millionaires have been using to crack the tax code. During this webinar, we're not only just going to tell you about it, we're going to share our screens, open up the box, and show you exactly how to crack the code. All right, I will see you tomorrow back here, Facebook Live, 2:30 p.m. Thanks for rocking with me today. And